At the recent Digital Hollywood, industry leaders examined the changing relationship between content and commerce. All in attendance agree that production budgets have to become more efficient, marketing and distribution more effective, but the million-dollar question remains unanswered. What is the winning model for content monetization?
I'm just going to go down this panel quickly and ask everybody to introduce themselves. We've got a great representation from different parts of the entertainment industry and the digital space here. And so if you just introduce yourself and give like a brief description of who you are.
Sure. I'm Vince Messina. I'm the Regional Sales Director for Microsoft Advertising on the West Coast. We represent a broad array of solutions at Microsoft, which includes our MSN network, MSNBC, Fox Sports, and then in addition to that, we also do a lot of work with our Xbox platform and in the mobile space.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ryan O'Hara. I'm president of TV Guide Network and TVGuide.com. And TV Guide Network's a cable network in about 80 million homes. TVGuide.com is a website that's got 20 million uniques a month. And we have about 300 plus people in LA and New York and have revenues of about $130 million.
I'm Sandy Grusho, and apologize in advance for wasting everybody's time. I don't know what I'm doing here, but be that as it may.
We'll Sandy.
I spent 24 years at Fox, ran the network and the studio, and got the bright idea in late '07 to throw myself into the world of being an entrepreneur, and founded a company called Filmmaker, which essentially is a community of 15,000 now currently writer-directors from 150 countries around the world who are creating brand and entertainment. Recently finished an assignment for DirecTV, worked with Ford, Lincoln Mercury, Cisco, SAB Miller, Red Bull, in negotiations with another big sponsor as we speak. Also doing some consulting, working with a company called Rooftop Comedy, which is a group out of San Francisco that's putting camera equipment in comedy clubs all over America, and essentially owns an extraordinary amount of content that's being created on a nightly basis, and is also getting into the realm of branded entertainment, which for me is frankly what's most interesting, and I suspect the only reason I'm here.
Jason Klarman, General Manager of Oxygen Media, acquired by NBC Universal a couple of years ago. We're sort of changing that business from an analog cable channel to a multi-platform lifestyle brand, which is probably why I think I'm here. Very digitally focused. We see our consumer as living on all of those platforms at the same time. The idea of sort of somebody watching television in a hermetically sealed room somewhere, not with, nowhere near a mobile device or a computer, seems to be something that no longer exists today, and we can see that from the models that we're pursuing. So for us, this is the time for these types of brands to expand into all of these different platforms, not so much for the reasons of finding more consumers, but really for finding where the consumers are and bringing them back to the analog channel, which is really the core of what we do.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Freeborn. I'm the Senior Vice President of Marketing and Product Management at 20th Century Fox for the VOD and Electronic Sell-Through Group. What we handle is anything that's digital and transactional. So if you're renting a movie on demand, or if you're downloading a TV show or a movie on a digital platform, we handle anything that is electronic and a direct fee for the consumer.
When the session opened, you made a comment that Oxygen was expanding its brand by going to different platforms for delivering content. And then later you said that the TV brand is just the beginning of the business model of the future. Could you expand on that, please?
Yeah, I mean, I think the TV, we call ourselves a multi-platform lifestyle brand. At the heart of that brand is a TV channel that drives all of the other parts of that business. So we look at the technology as just other ways to reach the consumer in places where they are. So we know that, you know, she uses a mobile device, so we've got to be relevant to her there. But at the same time, we know, you know what, she likes workout DVDs, so we've got a DVD coming out for Dance Your Ass Off. It's not just about being about the new technology, it's really a thought about the brand in general, and looking at the business as brand driven, not platform driven, or so much that it gets in the way of thinking about it from the consumer's perspective.
And original content is one of the key drivers. And with trying to migrate those shows to different environments, whether it's DVD, publishing, tours, whatever it is, for Dance Your Ass Off as an example, how do you instill that the Oxygen brand is still a central part of that to drive people back to the analog channel?
Well, we control and own the brand. But at the same time, you know, those initiatives are ones that we're driving. We give the consumer the ability to manipulate the content to a certain extent, but we're in charge of where we put it. So we create a mobile application. It's because we believe that mobile is a relevant place for the Bad Girls Club, for example. We just see an enormous amount of mobile traffic for that show. So getting video onto that site, getting the girls to tweet, you know, really using the phone, because, you know, at the top of the session, Sharon was referring to this idea of, you know, if you tried to get a cell phone out of the hand of a woman 18 to 34, she'd kill you. I mean, they're not giving up the cell phone. Like, if you ask them, what would you rather have, a TV or a cell phone? They're going for the cell phone. So that's just a recognition of what's already existing in the space. And I think that the mistake that programmers and honestly content creators can make is to ignore what the consumer wants. You know, we talked about the music industry and, you know, a lot of the different aspects of, well, they want to buy music online. Oh, well, we want to sell it on CDs. Guess who won? The consumer, because they're the ones who are buying stuff. So you can either ride the wave or get swamped by the wave. And what this all is about is a dialogue to figure out what the future looks like. And it looks a lot like today, but a year from now. So DVDs are part of the story, international distribution is part of the story, internet, interactivity, mobile is all part of the story that's starting to put together a mosaic so that we can put on expensive shows and be able to make money doing it. Because if we can't, we're not going to make them.
For those content producers out in the marketplace that are thinking about pitching a show to Oxygen, do you want them to come to the table with the pitch for international sales, how it can become a DVD, merchandising opportunities? Do you want the whole package or just the great idea?
I think, look, it's got to start with a great idea. You know, the bells and whistles don't work without a great idea. But if you're talking about reaching women 18 to 34, which is what our target is, and you're not thinking about where else they're going to consume that content. Again, these are passion points. You know, shows like Dance Your Ass Off or Tori and Dean or the Bad Girls Club, they're only on for an hour a week. These folks need a lot more of that. So coming with ideas like the bonus act, there's an additional act that lives exclusively online, or coming up with, you know, a Dance Your Ass Off weight loss club, all of that works for us. And it just makes us feel like the idea is a little bit more fleshed out and that you understand the audience a little bit more. But without a good idea, you know, it's, you know, the weight loss club, it's not that good an idea, you know. Think about it that way.